let's rewind a bit, talk about your influences. Obviously, the sound is so eclectic. There's so many different things that you take from different genres, right? So how did that happen? And in growing up, was there a certain type of music that you gravitated towards and that led you to make music like this?
The music journey of mine started when I was 6 years old. So I really started as a pianist. I did classical for 12 years, I think. So from starting 6 years old, I've been doing like semi legit classical pianist way of doing things like applying to competitions and stuff like that. And I really enjoyed it. I loved classical, and that's really my roots. But I don't know, something, maybe puberty hit. And I just wanted to, be cool and all. Because all of my friends are listening to Avril Lavigne. And I was listening to Schumann. And I'm like, that's not the way. So I think one of my biggest influence was when I gone through one of my dad's CDs. So my dad used to make CDs by himself.
Yeah, okay.
Because he liked to, have certain songs in his car.
Right.
And when we used to put CDs in the car.
Okay.
And he makes a little mixtape of his, I guess, latest song dad's latest CD. And, with the flips and all of that. Yeah, anyway, so one of the CD had a lot of, different Western music. And I grew up in Japan, so I don't really listen to, that time I didn't really listen to a lot of Western music at that point. And when I discovered that CD, I was really mind blown because all of the CDs I was listening to is really just one Chopin, Prelude 1, Option 1, these kind of things, which is amazing, beautiful.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But it was such a shocking
it's
thing
a far
for
cry
me.
from the Western song structures.
Right. It had Tupac in it. It had Biggie. It had it's very Western music that was and. It really shocked my system in a sense where I really wanted to kind of discover more artists. Mm-hmm. And one of the artists I discovered was Queen. And when I heard Queen, it had similar elements that what I learned in classical.
Right, yeah.
But it was rock and roll, And it was so mind-blowing to me at that time because, oh my gosh, I can do rock and roll by, adding these classical elements that Queen has added. And that was really mind-blowing. So from there, I kind of went little side lane for continuing classical, but, exploring different music.
Now that you mentioned Queen, it explains a lot.
Yeah. It was cool. Yeah.
Now I get it. Okay, yeah. So if you don't mind, can we jump into your songwriting process for a bit? I know in your Instagram you're very open. You share like how you pick certain sounds and how you pick certain filters and whatnot. But can we talk about from the very beginning, from the very seed of a song? How does a song start with you?
I write every day, basically. I think.
Is that like a challenge or is it?
I think it really is it is a challenge of mine, but I just don't. I want the songwriting to be part of my daily routine. So I do try to kind of sit behind the piano for at least maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes every day.
Also, just those small pockets of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it just really brightens my. It's kind of like, brushing teeth in a sense where I just want it to be a little bit more a daily thing for me because I do get in a rut a lot. And most of the time I can't really come up with songs and, it's just going to be mediocre and not really something that's so special. And that's really normal. But yeah, I try my best to whenever I'm looking for new materials, I try my best to collect as much as I can. So I do keep a notebook with me with all the just lines that I really like or something that I saw because I really have bad memory. So I'd like to keep it somewhere stored. And whenever I want to open it, I'll open it and just collect from there. I think it depends on the artist, but I really gravitate towards melody. So I do tend to write melodies first. And when I like the melody, that's when I try to pick some words into it to kind of mold
you
together.
Fit the words
yeah. Because there are some moods that, even though it sounds great, it just doesn't, feel great.
Sure.
And But I really do prioritize melody first and then words second. Yeah, and I think some artists have different, like the opposite, and I really respect that. I'm trying to challenge myself to write first.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I work.